Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bagger Don at StockMarketCaddy.com, and today is Thursday, June 26th at about 7 p.m. The market's feeling pretty bullish, isn't it? This is not going to be a popular video, but we're not out to make popular video or a fear video. We're not trying to do that either. What we are trying to do as traders, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, is to get the timing right. Because markets will expand and they will contract. And we have a situation that is developing right now. And I wanted to timestamp it. Sometimes we get these emails and say, hey, can you timestamp it for me? All right, here's the timestamp. Let me show you what you're looking at and explain something. This is the SMC Swing Machine Plus. This is the S&P 500, one of the biggest, deepest, most liquid equity market in the world. On a daily interval, the Swing Machine went long the S&P 37 days ago. 37 days ago. Now, let me widen this out here so you can see the percentage return as well. The percentage return between the entry price and where it is now is some 8.68%. This is reflecting points, 490 points. If a person had bought a call contract on the S&P for 45 days at 56.50, they would have close to $50,000 in their account. Now that call contract probably would have cost about 10 grand. As an example, the trend is certainly solidly up, but there's something that you need to be aware of. This is the fear gauge. It's at 90. Can the market go higher? Yes, it can. And it can get into what we call euphoria. And it can even go higher from there. However, usually, if it gets into euphoria, which it's very, very close, and it might get in there tomorrow, it usually doesn't stay there very long. The other metric that we're looking at is the VIX, the fear gauge. 32 days ago, it went short. It's the inverse of the S&P. And that trade, if one wanted to trade, we use it as a confirming signal, is up some 11%. So when the VIX is short, the market usually rallies. And that's what we've had for the last 32 to 37 days. If the fear gauge gets into a panic sell, it's very, very close, and the S&P gets into euphoria, it isn't a time to commit new money. Not in our view. For aggressive traders, they will be looking for a reversion to mean. Meaning the S&P could be setting up for a pullback at minimum. A very sharp pullback, some 150, maybe 200 points in a very quick period of time. Also, we look at the skew. Now, the skew taken alone doesn't tell us much, but when taken together, we can tell that the really big money with a reading at 147, they're not buying the market. No, they're selling calls to the speculators and they are hunkering down. They are getting prepared. Now, seasonally, we're going into the 4th of July week. And we'll be coming out the following week, and Wall Street likes to take a lot of time off. So the volumes may dry up. And there's an old saying not to short a dull or a low volume market. However, the market, in our view, is becoming too euphoric, too ebullient. And in a thin market, the slightest little anything could spark a very sharp correction. So I'm not suggesting that you do anything with your money specifically. If you've been long and you've profited, congratulations. You might consider selling a little, banking those profits. You might consider doing what the pros are doing, selling some deep in the money calls against those positions. You might even begin to think about hedging. If you are an aggressive trader, you might start thinking about call credit spreads, or maybe even some call debit spreads going out 35, 45 days, going out well beyond the 4th of July, starting to think about early August. I am Bagger Don at StockMarketCaddy.com. If you would like to get this tool, as well as all the other tools that we have on your desktop, so in the privacy of your own home, you can begin to make decisions for yourself. And more importantly, get the education on how to use them. Be sure to visit StockMarketCaddy.com, CADDIE. And if you have questions, you're more than welcome to email us. You're more than welcome to call. I can be reached any day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 813-758-8263. Have a great weekend and buckle those chin straps because the game is about to get rocky.